Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
It's Friday night and time for Indiana High School football on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net. Tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit Universal at universalrfg.com. And brought to you in part by Genesis Sports Performance. Visit Genesis at genesissportsperformance.com. And by Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. And by High Gear Marketing at highgearmktg.com. Now, let's go to the field for Indiana High School football live on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
From Brebeuf Jesuit High School tonight, the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves host the Culver Military Academy Eagles as high school football moves onward in IndianaHighSchoolSports.net. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Walensky along with Andrew Mild. Tonight's Brebeuf CMA football matchup brings two programs together that battled last year at Culver, with the Brebeuf Braves manhandling the Eagles 41-13. Can the Braves continue to roll? We'll be back after these messages to look at this matchup. You're watching high school football on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
I bought a 2020 Kia Telluride. It's amazing. I love how spacious it is. I can fit all of my children in there as well as all of my signs for my job. The customer experience here is top notch. They are super quick, get me in, whether it's an oil change or anything else, and make sure that I am well taken care of.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility.
Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
Welcome back to the home of the Braves. I'm Mike Walensky. Joining me is Andrew Mild. Tonight, Culver Military Academy enters the contest at 1-3. Veteran Andy Dorrell's club is coming off a 28-14 loss to Craig Osika's Hobart Brickies. Andrew, is there enough gas in the tank for the Eagles to match up with the Braves tonight?
Well, it's going to be a big test for the Eagles. Their offense has struggled. They're only averaging 10 points per game. They're facing a defense that has manhandled their first three opponents, only allowing 9.5 points. So they're going to be playing a really good defense. And now you look on their defense for the Eagles. They're missing their best player in Evan Gerber. He had 10 sacks. He's out tonight. He's sitting on the sidelines and won't be participating. So if you're the quarterback, Nolan Buckman, for Brebeuf Jesuit, you are going to be breathing a little bit easier knowing that he won't be threatening you. And then you can start settling in. Only one touchdown pass for the Braves. They're going to look to open up that passing game and go forward into the season.
Matt Geske Braves are 2-1 heading into this ball game. This is a club that comes off a huge 28-7 road win over rival Garin Catholic. Can Matt Geske's team build on last week's contest?
Oh, I think so. I think that their defense continues to just carry this team forward. But once they start finding the tempo on offense, especially with their wide receivers, and the passing game hasn't been there just yet, but I think it will be. I think tonight's the night where you're going to see Buckman, who had a great year last year, led the team to the state championship, settle back in and allow the Braves to be a multi-dimensional team and dominate on both sides of the football.
Andrew, for Brebeuf, this is a big game. From the standpoint of getting a win, you go into a huge rivalry game next week against Roncalli. And Roncalli, the Royals, are a team that potentially could face the Brebeuf Braves in the sectional. So this will be a big game for Brebeuf to get on the winning side. And for them, the guy that really stands out to me defensively has to be Finn Walters. The defensive end has 10 sacks after just 3 games. This is a huge number for this young man, and he plays both ways, and that is a critical thing, not only for Finn Walters to have a good game tonight, but also to have some depth for Coach Geske and the Braves.
Yeah, you're 6'5", 242, and just an absolute athlete. He can come off the ball extremely quick, even with that size, and that's what allows him also to get past his defenders, or he can manhandle them because he is just so much stronger than anyone else on the football field. That's why you have him at left tackle to protect your QB and have him on defense so he can hit the other QB.
Andrew, you talked a little bit about Nolan Buckman. This is a quarterback that has an outstanding arm, had an excellent season last year in leading the Braves to the 3A state championship game in which they lost to Gibson Southern. This year, because of the success factor, Brebeuf is now playing at Class 4A. For Nolan Buckman, however, the senior, he's off to a slow start. He has just a 31.6 quarterback rating, 20 out of 51, 281 this year. This could be a huge game for him. He's got to turn things around, particularly early on in the season we talked about next week with a big matchup looming with Roncalli.
Yeah, Buckman only has one more touchdown pass than me this season, so you got to wait for him to settle in and toss the pigskin around and show some confidence. So you see those numbers, and you saw last year, and there's a significant drop-off, maybe a little bit because you're moving up that level class. But if the Braves want to get back to the state championship and get redemption, you're going to have to look at Nolan Buckman to turn things around and quickly.
When we return, Brebeuf and Culver Military Academy on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
I drive a 2022 Telluride Nightfall Edition. I love it. So when we found out we were having twins, we knew we needed a bigger car with a third row. So the Telluride with the captain's chairs fits perfectly with our family. It gets great gas mileage. Actually, we went to Holiday World and got averaged about 29 miles a gallon. I like the lane keep assist because sometimes kids can distract you and you're not noticing what you're doing, and it beeps at you if you are getting too close to the lines. Ray Skillman Kia is my store. I'll never go to any other store. Can you say, I love Kia?
Kia.
Say, I love Kia. Yay!
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing Exteriors. Visit them at universalfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And by Genesis Sports Performance, training Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes and adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. And Andrew, right off the bat, Brebeuf wins the toss.
Yeah, you have to like the aggressiveness there, that the Braves want the ball first. They want to prove that they can score on offense pretty quickly, and because they already know that their defense has just been lights out all season long. They're going to test their offense first and see what they can do against the Culver Academy Eagles defense.
Ricky Garza, number 50, will do the kickoff chores for Coach Durrell's Culver Military Academy Eagles. This is a football club coming into tonight's contest with just one win and 3 losses. Brebeuf, as I mentioned, 2-1. Now, a couple weeks ago, they had a game that was canceled between Cardinal Ritter. And I talked to Coach Geske about this. It was a week that they certainly practiced and got healthy, but he would have rather have played football.
You always want to play football. And for Jesuit, this is the first home game they've had all season long. The only other home game that they had scheduled was the opening against Bishop Chatard, which was played at Lucas Oil Stadium. So that wasn't really a home game. That was more neutral ground. So they're glad to be back here at home on a beautiful turf field, beautiful night, ready for some Friday night lights.
Instead of Garza kicking, there's been a slight change. It'll be Jake Dolan, number 78, who'll be doing the kicking to start off this football game between CMA, Culver Military Academy, and the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves. A beautiful night here in Indianapolis. Short kick, and this one is taken at the 12-yard line by Jack Myers. He cuts inside. Look out, 35. Excellent run by Jack Myers after a broken kickoff, and frankly, this is a challenge for Culver Military Academy. They just don't seem to have good quality special teams, and you can see there a kick was short there by Jake Dolan.
It was short, and you had the guy wrapped up, but you allowed him to get away and gain way more yards than he probably should have, as he even fumbled the kickoff right there, and he moved it up to the 36. And here we go. Let's see what the Braves have on offense.
Nolan Buckman at the helm, the senior. As I mentioned, 20 out of 51 this year, 281 yards. He's thrown 4 interceptions, 1 touchdown, just a 31.6 QBR rating this year. However, as Andrew mentioned, Gerber, the leading tackler for Culver Military, is out of the lineup, and that's Jack Myers running the football off the right side and good positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, they ran right up the middle there. Got a good chunk of yards and 2 yards away from a first down. That's what you want when you start a drive and establish the tempo of the game, is just run it right up the middle and get 8 yards.
Maverick Geske actually is the quarterback now, as Nolan Buckman stays in the game receiver. Maverick, the son of head coach Matt Geske, 8 out of 25 this year for 117 yards. That's Myers off the left side. And he's got himself a first down and a nice run on second down. And one thing's for certain, in this ball game, Brebeuf feels like they could run the football against the Eagles.
Oh, they certainly can, and you saw it right there. Good physical play from the front line. Even the wide receiver is getting into it and blocking very well, which allowed Myers to go on the outside and work its way back in, and they're already in plus territory.
Jack Myers, 36 carries, 214 yards, and 4 touchdowns coming in this ball game. It's first down, as he mentioned, in plus territory. That's Buckman in motion. He already has 3 receptions. The quarterback turned into receiver, and there's a nice stop in the backfield, but a flag is on the play as there's going to be a hold against the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves here on first down.
It was going to be a 2 or 3 yard loss, but instead it's going to turn into a 10-yard loss, and that's not what the Braves are looking for. They had 2 really good running plays to start the game, and then you get a penalty out front for 10 yards, and you're going to be 2 sticks behind. But now here's a test for Geske and see if he can get the team a first down and keep this drive alive.
Vinny Freeman, the freshman, number 1 for Culver Military, was in on the stop there, and now the Braves in a passing situation on first and long. They've really spread out the field here. This is Maverick Geske as the flags fly, and there could be an offsides on the defense.
Yeah, so they're going to move up 5 yards instead after they just lost 10. So, yeah, they cut it right in half. A good call there by the referee on the sidelines to recognize the player was over the ball.
Maverick Geske again, out of the shot. 2 steps, he's going deep down the middle. He's got his receiver, that's Spoom. He's down to the goal line, touchdown. No flag on the play, and the Braves are on top. Maverick Geske right down the middle of the field. And John Savume makes the catch for the touchdown. I incorrectly said Savume. It's Savume. Nice touchdown. He's a big play guy. Had a touchdown last week against Guerin. And the Braves on the board. And in for the extra point is Quinn Warren, number 99. And Maverick Geske will do the hold.
Well, good start from Maverick Geske as a starting quarterback for tonight's game. As it was a crossing route on the outside with Savume and Buckman. And the cornerbacks did not communicate. Savume ran a perfect post route, and you drop it right into the breadbasket. He runs it into the end zone for the score.
Nice kick by Quinn. It's 7-0 Brebeuf early on in the first period. And one thing that's apparent is Evan Gerber out of the ball game. There's absolutely no pass rush for Culver. And Culver's loss last week as well, Andrew, to Hobart 28-14. They just could not defend the pass. They gave up a lot of big plays for touchdowns.
Yeah, they just got carved up last week. They just could not stop it, as you mentioned it. And the same story tonight. It's Brebeuf Jesuit on a 1st and 15. Just dropped a dime piece from midfield and 50-yard touchdown. And the Braves have an early lead. But now, how's that going to affect the defense? The defense has a lot of momentum going into this game. And this is going to give them a lot of confidence knowing that even if they do allow some first downs, as long as they get a stop eventually, the offense can get onto the field and score.
Quinn Warren will do the kicking for Brebeuf. Roman Snedeker and Vinny Freeman are the 2 deep backs for the Culver Eagles here. CMA down 7-0 in the first period to Brebeuf. Maverick Geske, the youngster, nice pass down the middle of the field to Savume for the touchdown. And Brebeuf, once again offensively, is starting to move the football.
Yeah, going into the game, they were only averaging 132.7 passing yards per game, and they got about 50 in one play. So that's a good start for the Braves. That's exactly what they were looking for, something they've been trying to build on week after week, and that's a really good way to start.
You got to have balance if you want to compete for a state championship, particularly when you have people like Ron Colley and Mooresville in your sectional. You got to have balance. You got to throw the football and run. And frankly, Brebeuf has done a good job running the football this year in their 3 games, averaging 144. Here's Warren. Freeman at the 7. And he's still going, and he gets across the 30-yard line. A nice return for the Eagles.
That kickoff return by number 1, Vinny Freeman for the Eagles.
Devin McElwain, the senior, came up with a stop, number 20, on the special teams play for the Braves.
Number 27, McElwain. Culver Military Academy will take over on their own 31-yard line.
The Culver quarterback is a freshman, Michael McColgan, number 2. He's 40 out of 81 this year, 507 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Tay Rodriguez is the running back, and that's him, and he is hammered. Finn Walters was one of the tacklers for the Braves, along with number 74, and a nice stop there up front is Logan Petrie.
Yeah, Petrie and Walters just tore right through the Culver Academy Eagles offense, and this is an extremely young offense. You already mentioned it. McLaughlin, the quarterback, he's a sophomore, and if you look all across the board, there's only a few upperclassmen and a lot more size out front for the Braves than for the Eagles.
McColgan out of the shotgun on 2nd and 12. The pass is caught, and that'll be a nice gain there to Roman Snedeker. Just short of the first down, but it's about a 9-yard pass.
Yeah, it was a good tempo throw there from McLaughlin, McCulkin to Snedeker, who found a soft spot in the zone from the Braves, threw it right there, and they gained a lot of those yards back that they just lost.
Roman Snedeker, his 10th reception of the season. He came into this contest the 3rd leading receiver for the Eagles, 9 receptions, 109 yards. Freeman, the freshman, is the leading receiver with 12 passes caught and a touchdown. McColgan, they give to Rodriguez, left side. Tackle is missed. He gets across the line. There is a flag on the play. This one, I believe, is coming back.
Yeah, that is in the area of holding. We'll see if the men in the striped shirts agree. They came from the far side of the field, so now they're going to talk about it. And if that's the case, that is going to be a heartbreaker for the Eagles. And they're going to wave the flag off. First down.
Okay, so no flag on the play. As Andrew mentions, it's a first down for CMA at the 44-yard line. A nice run by Tay Rodriguez. He comes into the contest tonight with 28 carries at 144 yards. He's the leading ground gainer for the Eagles. McColgan, the quarterback, also with 25 rushes but just 20 yards. He's been sacked a few times back there. McColgan on the boot to the near side, throws downfield. It's caught by the tight end at about the 50-yard line, and the stop was made by Brebeuf at that point. Ryan Joyce makes the stop, his 11th tackle of the season, and a nice play by McColgan to get outside on the near side.
And you had to think that the Eagles were going to drop plays that got McColgan out of the pocket, because exactly what happened is once he rolled out and you allowed him to use his speed, he can get away from trouble in the form of Finn Walters, who was there in a heartbeat and got him out of the pocket. But even better awareness by McColgan to find his wide open tight end in Kyle Igebratton and threw it right on the money.
Up front, Jake Dolan, right tackle for Culver. The right guard is Cam Settlemeyer. The center is Charlie Fowle, number 51. Job Maverick, number 74, is the left guard. And Parks Adams, number 53, is the left tackle for the Eagles. Second down and short for CMA. And it looks like Connor Zhang may have jumped offside. The big defensive tackle plays both ways. Number 50 for Brebeuf. That's going to be an offside on Brebeuf. And I think, Andrew, that'll be a first down.
That is going to be the second first down in this drive for the Eagles. The Braves just got a little too excited trying to get back there and get another sack, something that they're pretty good at this season.
Fall will snap. Charlie Fall, number 51, the center. To the young freshman Michael McColgan, joined in the backfield by Tay Rodriguez. McColgan looks right, throws, it's caught. Right in the hole, and that'll be a first down for the Eagles. Snedeker once again as a receiver, and a first down for CMA.
Yeah, McColgan's going to open up the game 3 for 3 with 3 just beautiful throws. And still, I think my favorite one's when he rolled out of the pocket and threw it while on the move to get a good chunk of change. And as of right now, they're going through some quick passes, forcing the Braves to play some defense and some coverage, and now allow the front 7 to dictate the tempo.
McColgan out of the shotgun with Rodriguez in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. This is Rodriguez off the right side, and there's a nice stop in the backfield by Brebeuf. Excellent play. Macaluso made the stop, number 4, his 13th stop of the season, and Merrick did a nice job attacking the line of scrimmage and making the stop. That's a tackle for loss.
Yeah, back there, lower the shoulder, and it was a big hit. And as of right now, the Braves are able to stop the run. They have to start finding a way to stop a pass.
McColgan out of the shotgun. Here's a pitch to Rodriguez. Gets by one tackler and finally driven out down. A nice tackle there by Ryan Joyce, his 12th stop of the season. That's short of a first down. That's a nice run by Tay Rodriguez and a nice speed pitch on the left side.
That's one of the Eagles' favorite plays is that speed pitch to Rodriguez. Rodriguez had that same play ran for him last week where he broke it off for a 36-yard touchdown against Hobart. Ultimately they would lose the game, but still that's a good play you can go to when you want to be able to establish the run game.
McColgan on third down and 4 yards to go from his 27. McColgan getting a rush, throws downfield. This one, I believe this one is caught. That is a nice pass downfield by McColgan. I think that was Foster Stockton who may have made the catch. And Stockton's catch is good enough for a first down. And this CMA offense is starting to really come together here in the first quarter. A team that's really struggled all season long, averaging just 207 yards per game.
It's all from the arm of McColgan. Again, another throw where he gets out of the pocket and throws it right on the money. If they can do that, you can then eliminate the pass rush from the Braves.
CMA in the red zone, and there is a jump by Egobrotten on the right side, the tight end number 40. False start, 5-yard penalty. Remains first down, 15 yards. The ball is marked at the 22-yard line, just outside that red zone. But Culver has been knocking on the door here on their possession. Eagles trying to spread the field out as these two receivers to the near side. Snedeker in motion. McColgan getting pressure from Finn Walters, and there's a fumble on the field, and the Braves come up with it. Logan Petrie comes up with a fumble recovery. McColgan, the freshman, flush out of the pocket. Finn was the guy that put the pressure. The ball goes on the ground, and Logan Petrie comes up with it.
Yeah, that's just really unfortunate, too, for McColgan and the Eagles. They had such a good drive going. They were going the length of the field nice and slow, a type of West Coast offense type style. And McColgan did everything right there, except he didn't throw the ball away. He was trying to make a play right there when he was way off the line of scrimmage. At some point, you just have to get rid of it and reset and make it 2nd and 15 instead of 1st and 10 for the opposing team.
First down and 10 for the Brebeuf Braves. At the 37-yard line, Maverick Geske at the helm, the quarterback, number 14. Threw a touchdown pass to Savume in the first quarter. The give to Myers. He's off the left side. Some positive yardage. And there was some pressure up front by Parks Adams, number 53, his 17th stop of the season for Culver after a short gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the Braves 40.
Well, I was looking over here on the sidelines, and they were taping up the wide receiver, Nolan Buckman, who's now running a little bit. Might be an ankle issue.
Myers off the right side, and he's undercut right about the 45, 46-yard line. One thing that CMA has done fairly well this year, they've stopped the run. They've done a pretty good job stopping the run there, and that time it was Job Maverick, the freshman, making the stop for the Eagles.
Yeah, they've been able to slow down the run game all year. Again, it's just really been the passing game that's hurt them. You already saw it earlier in the game.
Geske looking downfield, and Savume did not see the pass. He didn't turn around. And on the coverage was Rory Sullivan. Rory Sullivan, perhaps their best cover guy. Sullivan, number 4, 5'8", 150-pound junior, and he hails out of Cleveland, Ohio. Now, one of the things about this ball club, there's Myers right off the right side. He's got himself a first down. He's still going. Tempo, very important in this ball game. And now we have an injured player on the 48-yard line for Culver, getting up slowly. That's number 75, Henry Gesicki. Hopefully he'll be okay as he limps off there. But that's Jack Myers running off the left side for the first down for Brebeuf inside of CMA territory at the 43. It'll be first down and 10. Maverick Geske, two-step drop, looking to his right, downfield. Clark, 10, 5, touchdown Brebeuf. Maverick Geske to Taylor Clark for the touchdown, 43-yarder.
Taylor Clark.
Yeah, they just want Taylor Clark running a go route right there in the slot. And for some reason, Vinny Freeman did not go with him, and there was no safety help. And once again, it was just a nice, easy pitch and catch for Maverick Geske. And the Braves are now building up a 13-0 lead. We'll see if they make the extra point.
Quinn in for the extra point. Geske with the hold. It's good. It is Brebeuf 14. And CMA nothing here in the first period. And Brebeuf, Andrew Mild, has really come out strong throwing the football. And it was a concern, I think, for Culver Military in terms of their pass coverage. Great job by the offensive line for Brebeuf, giving Maverick plenty of time to throw the football downfield.
Oh, plenty. And that's what's going to hurt Culver if they can't get back there and allow these athletes that are Brebeuf Jesuit Braves wide receivers to get downfield and get wide open. And for Maverick Geske, he has the 2 touchdown passes. He's already surpassed Nolan Buckman on the season. He's looked mightily comfortable in the pocket, and it should be. Some of these throws that he's had to throw are pretty much just shooting fish in a barrel.
Offensively, that offensive line did a nice job for Brebeuf. I'm going to give them credit. 55, Finn Walters. 50, Conway Zhang, although we've seen Jaden Curtis, number 65, at left guard from time to time. Eamon Clamrock, the center, 64. The right guard is Aiden Holtzapple, 75. And Logan Petrie plays on the right side. And as we take a look, Brebeuf has a lot of kids playing both ways, so it's going to be very important to get some rest here in this ball game. And perhaps for Brebeuf, if they can get ahead in this ball game and rest some of their guys, they'll be refreshed for next week's Roncalli game. But this one is far from over. We're still early on in the first quarter, although Brebeuf, with 4:07 to go, has a 14-0 lead. Quinn Warren getting set to kick off for the Brebeuf Braves. Snedeker and Freeman deep. And this one goes to the end zone. That's a nice job. That'll be a touchback. First down for CMA at their own 20.
Well, here we go again. Here comes the Eagles offense, and they looked good. They had the whole 9 yards going for them. They were knocking on the door of the red zone, and then one fumble cost them everything and allowed the Braves to get the ball right back and then score another touchdown. If they can sustain what they did last time and find these soft spots in the zone that the Braves are running, they could march down the field and score points this time. Just protect the football. That's always important.
McColgan joined in the backfield by Tay Rodriguez, number 7. Culver Military plays in sectional 17, Class 4A. Both these ball clubs, Class 4A. McColgan rolls to the right, throws downfield. It's picked off. McElwain. And this one goes down at about the 30-yard line. It'll be first down for the Braves at that point. Actually, Cole Williams is credited with the interception. I think McElwain had his hands on the ball, and then Cole kind of stripped it away from him, didn't it?
Yeah, you know how in sacks, if two guys tackle the quarterback at the same time, it's half a sack. That should be half an interception for both guys since they both had their hands on the football. Either way, they're both going to be really excited for the second turnover already. Start on the just inside the 30-yard line of the Eagles. Everything going the right way for the Braves right now.
Cole Williams, the second leading tackler for Matt Geske's ball club. 28 tackles on the year, 4.5 tackles for loss, and now he's credited with that interception as he rips it out of Devin McElwain's hands. That's a huge win now for Brebeuf. And they start the football. They're going to mark that at about the 28-yard line. That's huge for the Braves as Maverick Geske leads the Braves out of the field here, up 14-0 the first. Here's a screen to the right side. Buckman, 20, 15, and Nolan Buckman out of bounds. That's his 4th reception. Boy, it's nice to have a former quarterback play receiver and fine vision down the field. That is a first down. Geske to Buckman.
It was a simple screenplay right there. And again, the blocking for the Braves manhandles the Eagles defense, which allows them to get these big chunk plays. It was a simple bubble screen, and they got the first down and just outside making it 1st and goal.
15-yard pass play. Geske, the quarterback. Here's a toss sweep. That's C.J. Harris. Actually, because the pitch was forward, that'll be considered a forward pass. C.J. Harris gets the forward pass from Geske. That is not a running play. That's a pass play. Harris, solid gain. 8-yard pass play from Geske to Harris.
And you'll take it. If you only have to throw the ball 2 feet away from you and you get 8 yards on your line score after the game, that's some good news. I'll take that.
Maverick Geske down the right side, got a receiver. Buckman, he just overthrew him. Excellent coverage there by CMA on the corner. It'll be second down for Brebeuf at this point. The Braves have really come out strong here in the first period, up 14-0. We're still playing it here in the first period. 2:58 to go as the clock stops. Buckman with 4 receptions this year. I think that's a nice thing to put him at receiver because adds another athlete to the mix.
And he knows the offense better than anyone on the field because he had to run it last year and took him all the way to state.
Here's a sideline warning assessed to the Brebeuf Braves. Of course, a warning does not suggest that the ball is going to be marked further back, so it'll stay there. But if they cross that zone again, there'll be a penalty flag thrown. Geske, give to Harris off the left side. I think he's in. Touchdown. C.J. Harris, touchdown, Brebeuf. 20-0 Braves.
Yeah, Brebeuf is just doing everything right now. They're throwing the ball well. They're running the ball well. They've forced 2 turnovers on both Eagles' drives thus far, a fumble and an interception, and they're already up 3 scores, and we're not even under 2 minutes here in the first quarter.
And Quinn Warren will set up for the extra point with Maverick Geske doing the holding for Brebeuf. Solid snap. The kick is up. Nice leg by Quinn Warren. It's 21-0. Brebeuf 21-0 early on in this ball game. Our ball game tonight is built by Universal Roofing Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. Our game is also brought to you by Genesis Sports Performance Training. You're training Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes in adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. And Andrew Mild already 3 touchdowns for Brebeuf Braves. Brebeuf on top of CMA 21-0. We're still playing it in the first quarter.
Yeah, they look dominating. And we knew the defense was going to do their job. The question going into it was, what was their offense going to do? And they have also responded the best way possible with 2 deep bombs for touchdowns from Maverick Geske and a run there from C.J. Harris. They can do whatever they want right now. But for the other side, for the Eagles, they just have to settle down here. There's plenty of ball left. They can still make it a good competitive game. They just got to stop forcing the plays. And for McCulkin, you can't throw that ball in the double coverage. And at some point you have to throw the ball out of play and not cough it up, which allowed the Braves to recover the ball.
Good test for Culver because down 21-0. Let's see if this ball club and Coach Doro's ball club is resilient enough to bounce back. A lot of lessons to be learned in high school football, whether you win or lose, as Quinn Warren gets set to kick off for Brebeuf. Snedeker and Freeman, the deep backs. And this one is over Freeman's head into the end zone. Make that Snedeker. And that's a touchback. And that is a weapon. You've got to have that at Class 4A because most every program that runs in Class 4A that wins championships has great special teams, and certainly this will be a big plus for Warren to kick the ball in the end zone here.
Yeah, a lot of playmakers, especially if you start going towards in state, especially that's where this team wants to be. You can then force them just to watch the ball go out of the back of the end zone and head off the field quietly and not allow them to get past the 20-yard line.
McColgan out of the shotgun with Tay Rodriguez. Rodriguez breaks 1 tackle, only a couple yards as he slides through there under the stop. Cole Williams again attacking the line of scrimmage, number 34. He is an outstanding backer for Coach Geske's ball club. He's coming into tonight's game, with, as I mentioned, with 28 tackles on the season. With Williams and Finn Walters, that makes the Dubs out there. Williams and Walters, yeah. That's a handful.
That is a handful. I would not want to be an offensive lineman going up against the Braves this season. I'll tell you that much.
Rodriguez off the right side, and he gets by one tackler almost to the first down marker. Rodriguez showed a burst of speed down the right side as he slipped by, I believe that was Joyce, behind the line of scrimmage. Nice gain for Tay Rodriguez.
And really good awareness, too, from Rodriguez. Realized that the hole wasn't there and to bounce it outside. He turned on the jet burners, beat everyone to that outside edge, and turned it into a positive gain. It was about 3 yards there, and they're just short of another first down. And the Eagles need to get some momentum here because they're down 3 scores, and there's that running clock rule after 35.
Actually, the missed tackle on the far side was by Merrick Macaluso, but he did attack the line of scrimmage, just couldn't wrap him behind the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Rodriguez. Rodriguez again off the right side. It's going to be close. Petrie was one of the tacklers for Brebeuf.
Short gain by number 7, Tay Rodriguez.
When you've got a defensive tackle like Logan Petrie, number 74, coming and make the tackle, that's a big plus for Coach Geske ball club, although that is just good enough for a first down.
And good for the Eagles to keep running the ball here. They can throw the ball in the first 3 plays, and they've gotten the first down. They're going to try and keep the Braves defenders guessing on what they're going to run here.
McColgan looking to the right. Pass is caught. Defended by Brebeuf, and the tackle was made in the backfield there by number 10, Bryson Buford, the senior. 5'11", 173-pounder, made the stop. Buford made the tackle. On the receiver there, Oliver Billsland, 6'1", 180, and believe it or not, he's from Colorado. He's from Castle Rock, Colorado. This ball club, a prep school, attracts kids from all over the country. Coach Earl doing a very fine job there as head football coach at Culver. He's amassed a 144 and 121 record. This is his 25th year. McColgan pitched to Rodriguez, gets a block, goes to the left side, tackles missed, but brought down before the line of scrimmage. I think he dropped the football. Maybe that went out of bounds before he.
2-yard gain by number 7, Tay Rodriguez.
Looked like Devin McElway, number 20, was one of the tacklers for the Braves that came up and made the stop.
Yeah, but you got a point there, Mike. It is pretty funny to look at where all these players are from. Usually you don't see that in high school because it can be pretty repetitive. If you go to Crown Point High School, there's a good chance you're from Crown Point, Indiana. But a lot of these players are from different parts of the country.
3rd and short for CMA. Trying to get a first down here, down 21-0 the first period. Rodriguez, the flag is thrown. I believe there was a legal motion in the backfield. Snedeker, number 3, I may have moved towards the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
Illegal shift by the Eagles.
Yep, there's an illegal shift on CMA, and that'll bring the football back another 5 yards. That's a huge penalty. One of the things we've noticed with this 1-3 record early on with the young quarterback and perhaps a young team, Culver's made a lot of mistakes, and that's really cost them, especially in big football games, particularly last week's Hobart lost 28-14. They just shot themselves in the foot. That was a game they were capable of winning.
It was only a 2-score game, too. You can't make those simple mistakes, and you know that's got to – and that's what happens when you have such a young football team, too.
McColgan back to pass. Good protection by the offensive line, throws the ball out of bounds. Getting pressure on the far side. I think that was Logan Petrie that was applying the heat there for Brebeuf. Once again, Petrie all over the field. Attacking the run, coming after the pass, and now it's 4th down. And that penalty looms large for CMA.
Because it was 3rd and short. They were so close to getting a first down that you bump them back 5 yards, and it turns into a passing down. And then that's when you open it up for the Braves defenders, their extravagant pass rush to get back there and disrupt the play.
Rodriguez will punt. George Van Peterson will snap. Peterson, nice snap. Rodriguez's punt off his leg to the right side. The good news, it'll go out of bounds. Marked at about the 44-yard line. But Brebeuf will have the football. And that will end the first quarter of play. With the score, Brebeuf Jesuit 21, Culver Military Academy nothing on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Back at Brebeuf High School, the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves on top to start the second quarter of play, 21-0. Maverick Geske looking downfield. He's got his man, and that is a pass interference. The DB, number 4, Sullivan, was holding on to the Brebeuf receiver down the left side of the field. There's no doubt about it. John Savume had him beat. He had him beat. There's no question about it.
And it turns into one of those situations where it goes, well, would I rather give up the 50-yard touchdown bomb, or would I rather just get the 15-yard penalty? 15 yards doesn't sound so bad. First down for the Braves, and the Braves are still just going to keep attacking them downfield, and the Eagles got to be ready for that. They simply were not. And for Sullivan, he did the right thing, just that's 15 yards. You can't get burned like that.
Tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And by Genesis Sports Performance Training. Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes and adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. Geske. Omer, who had an 85-yard touchdown run last week against Garin Catholic with a couple-yard run there. Jaden Omer out of, I believe he's out of Zionsville, Indiana. I'm not quite certain, but he is an outstanding football player. And one thing's for certain, early on in this ball game, as we start the second period, Coach Geske is sending a lot of youngsters up front on the offensive line. So establishing depth is very important for the Braves. Jaden Omer once again on the left side, and he gets some positive yardage there.
First gain yardage gained by number 2, Jaden Omer. Brought down again by number 25, George Van.
They got the first down, and you have to be pretty excited when you have Jaden Omer that can hit the hole like that, just lowered his head and knew what he needed to get the first down to keep those chains moving. And for the Braves, if they can pass and run for the rest of the ball game, it looks as though they may pick up a win tonight.
Not to be confused with Zionsville, Jaden Omer is actually from Wardsville. Omer, number 2. He had, like I said, he had an outstanding game last week against Zionsville. The shot down the right side from Maverick Geske, John Savume, and this one is just out of his reach. He was wide open.
Yeah, just put a little bit too much mustard on that one and missed Savume. But that's really the first throw that Geske has truly missed today. But once again, wide receiver, wide open, downfield.
Second down and 10 from the CMA 28. One thing's for certain, Evan Gerber is out of the lineup for CMA. They are really missing him. He's their best athlete. He's 6'5", 219. This is Omer again. Positive yardage, ran right over the DB. Very solid offensive running by Jaden Omer.
That was Foster Stockton, the safety from the Eagles, coming up from the third level and was not expecting Omer to level him the way that he did. First down, Braves again.
11-yard run for Jaden Omer, number 2. Have that depth in the backfield, very critical. Omer 5'11", 187 pounds, as I mentioned, out of Mooresville. Geske looking downfield, has his man. That is a touchdown. Maverick Geske, he found Ryan Joyce in the back of the – make that Macaluso number 4. For a minute there looked like number 8, Joyce, but it was Macaluso. That's a touchdown. Nevertheless, 27-0.
He was wide open, and did you see the perfect footwork there from Geske? He looked to his left. The safety started going that way, turned to his right, and Makaluski was wide open. Threw it right on the money. He didn't want to do it twice in a row after he missed the last one to Zavume touchdown. And you're right, 27-0. And after this extra point, it could be 28-0.
Quinn Warren will do the kicking here. Zavume has 6 catches this year. That is his second touchdown of tonight's ball game. Quinn's kick is good. Quinn Warren right down the middle, and it's 28-0 Brebeuf. Brebeuf looks like they're on their way to their third victory of the season.
Yeah, and the third in a row, and these home fans had to wait a long time for the Braves to play here at home in front of their fans, and they have come out swinging. I think that's the best way you can put it. I don't know if there's any other way.
Well, I think one move that has to be positive is the fact that Coach Geske is able to utilize Nolan Buckman. He presents another threat offensively, playing in a slot, and his son Maverick is shown that he can really toss the football around as long as the offensive line can buy him some time. Now, this was a young offensive line, so if you're a Brebeuf fan, if you're the Brebeuf coaching staff, you have to feel real good about that. There were a lot of youngsters on that offensive line in that series.
Yeah, and there was no pressure back there. Geske could do whatever he wanted, and I just had to look. Geske's only a sophomore, and he does not look like it. You definitely tell he has spent some time around this football team for the past couple of years with his dad being the head coach. He looks very comfortable in the pocket, and he's throwing some really good footballs tonight. You think you can still sling it like that, Mike?
I can.
I know you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I can sling it as well as anybody. The problem is I can't move. I can move about 2 feet to my right and 2 feet to my left, plus I can't take a hit. Quinn Warren will do the kicking for the Brebeuf Braves. Snedeker and Freeman once again back for CMA. Snedeker takes in the end zone. That is an automatic touchback. Once the ball crosses the end line, it's a touchback.
I mean, at least he got to work on his footwork there.
It'll be first down and 10 now for the CMA Eagles, down 28-0 this ball game, built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And brought to you by Genesis Sports Performance Training, Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes, as well as adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. McColgan. Pitch, Rodriguez, great defensive effort. That time, I think Joyce was one of the guys that got to him first. Excellent defensive effort by the Braves.
And it's excellent. They follow the ball perfectly, making him go towards the sidelines, moving him east and west instead of north and south. They pitch it to the outside, and the corner from the outside was pushing the receiver back into the running back. There's nothing Culver could have done right there. It was just the Braves played good fundamental football right there.
In addition to making that stop, Ryan Joyce this year has 3 interceptions in 3 games for the Braves. That's a nice number to have. And if he continues that success, this defense will really be aided because their run defense is outstanding. One thing about Brebeuf that we've seen is their defense has been just phenomenal this year. Even in losses in the opener to Chittard and the big win the following week against Tri-West, that defense has done very, very well. There's a delay of game on CMA, just not what they needed at this point. Down 20-0 here early on in the second period. This ball game has been absolutely dominated by the Brebeuf Braves to a point where Coach Geske, and this is a good thing for Brebeuf, they've been able to bring in some backup defenders and some backup linemen as well. McColgan, the quarterback, Snedeker in motion. The fake pitch to Snedeker, getting some rush, throws downfield, and this one is almost picked. On the defense was Buford. Buford did a nice job of defending the play. The receiver downfield was number 16, Foster Stockton for CMA.
And for Finn Walters, he's going to be a little bit frustrated after that play. He got in the backfield, he chased the quarterback for quite some time, and then eventually he got rid of it. And Walters has flirted with getting his first sack of the game, trying to rack up that number one more. It's just that the Eagles planned for him to get back there, and they've done a great job of making him a non-factor.
Will Clarkquist, number 56, is the left defensive end now for Brebeuf, giving him some opportunities. Cole Colgan throws down the middle. It's caught by Engelbrotten. He's going to go all the way. He's to the 40, the 30, the 20. Buford chasing it from behind, but it's a touchdown. That is an 86-yard pass to Engelbrotten, the tight end.
Engelbrotten just ran a perfect seam route, and McCulkin threw it right on the money, and there was no Braves in the area. The first line of defense jumped up to block the ball, but instead Engelbrotten caught it, and after that it was nothing but green turf in the end zone and pay dirt. Good for the Eagles to get that big play right there. Let's see if that can shift the momentum a little bit.
CMA on the scoreboard, and apparently they've gone to another kicker, Owen Dorrell, the son of the coach. He's 5'9", 140. He's going to do the extra point here. Here's a snap. The hold, and it's blocked. Right down the middle, blocked by Cole Williams, number 34 for the Brebeuf Braves. Excellent special teams play by Matt Geske ball club.
That is just kind of the definition of how this game has been going. Really, just think about it. Like with the Culver Academy Eagles, they ran down the field. They were outside the 20, fumbled the ball. They got the ball back, interception on the first play. They scored an 86-yard touchdown, blocked PAT. They do so many things right, but also so many things wrong. It almost seems as though it's the old saying of you do one thing right, but then 3 steps back.
That must be very challenging for Coach Dorrell, but then again, this is about development. This is a good opportunity for a Class 4A ball club to come down to Indianapolis, maybe an hour-and-a-half drive at a minimum from Culver, to compete with another outstanding Class 4A club in the Brebeuf Braves. Tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And by Genesis Sports Performance Training. Genesis Sports Performance trains Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes as well as adult strength training. Visit GenesisSportsPerformance.com. And now kicking for the CMA Eagles is the original kicker, number 78, Jake Dolan, 6'2", 200-pounder. Devin McElwain, one of the returners, number 20. This is going to go to Jack Myers at the 20 instead. Jack Myers, the 40, and he got positive yardage there on about a 24-yard return.
What a pop, though. I think that was number 78 of Culver that lowered his shoulder and leveled him. That's Jack Dolan. Wow.
That's the kicker.
Yeah, that was a mean hit. He's listed as a D lineman, and it makes sense after that hit. Kickers don't hit like that. Not that I've ever seen.
First down and 10 for the Braves at the 43-yard line. Coach Geske will send in, it looks like a new quarterback here, number 2 for the Brebeuf Braves. Nope, that's Jaden Omer. He's the running back. That's Maverick Geske. Geske is coming in there. Maybe it's this large lineman that covered up the Maverick Geske. 3 steps back, getting a rush to blitz down the middle, and he overthrew his receiver. What a nice job by Maverick Geske because he was getting some heat.
And that was the first time, really, he had to deal with that heat. And is that a flag on the field?
I wonder if it's a late hit. Nope. Hold against the Brebeuf Braves. And I'm assuming Coach Dorrell's going to take this penalty.
And that was also Parks Adams that came off the edge there and put a good lick on Maverick Geske. That's the first time he's been under pressure, and he threw a good ball. It's just when you're getting hit, you can sometimes put a little bit too much on it, and that's what he did. He missed his receivers by 6 or 7 yards.
One guy that's been missing defensively making stops for CMA is number 20, Glenn Houghton. He had an outstanding game last week. This is Omer. Omer gets by Engelbrotten as they try to strip the football out of his hands. They're right now playing a little bit with urgency And coming over to make the stop was one of the defensive linemen, number 75, Henry Giesecke.
Imagine that, scoring an 86-yard touchdown in Eagle Broughton, and then you have to start chasing down Jack Myers in the backfield. And you actually brought him down. Some good work there.
2nd and 23 from the 30 for the Braves. Maverick Geske looking downfield. Short screen to Omer. 30, 35, 40. There he goes. 45, 50. Slips and finally brought down. Nice job of running the screenplay there and finally making this stop was George Van Petersum, one of the outside linebackers, number 25. That is a first down.
Well, you see the veteran presence of Maverick Geske, who is a sophomore, to allow that pressure to get to him as closely as he can and then dump it off once the play has developed. Sometimes you'll see quarterbacks, they get that screen called played, and they panic. They want to go too fast. You have to allow the game to come to you. That's what Geske did and got the first down.
Out of the shotgun, Maverick Geske looking to his left all the way. The pass is caught by Buckman. He slips one tackle, and he's belted out of bounds. There's no flag. That looked like a late hit there, Adam. I'm not quite Andrew. I'm not quite sure. The officials just kind of held on to it.
Yeah, just let him play. Just gonna let him play some good physical brand of football. That's the that's the Indiana way. I got too excited. That's where I'm from. I just got too excited.
And that was Stephen Gray, number 8, who drove him out of bounds for the CMA Eagles. 2nd down and short.
Oh.
There's a ball that snapped over Geske's head, and he'll just sit down on a smart play by the sophomore. As a host of Culver guys were all over him, including number 25, George Van Petersum. And it'll be now 3rd and long after 2nd and short.
Yeah, Van Petersum does get a sack for that. That must be the easiest sack of his high school career when you're falling on the quarterback who's falling on the ball. But just a bad snap. They've been flirting with it a couple times, a couple of high ones. Finally, one got through the wickets.
12-yard loss, and there's a run up there, and a flag is thrown. and that's number 16, Jay Uremovich.
Well, I think Uremovich was trying to sell it as if he was moving up in the slot because he moved up and then realized no one else was moving, so he put his fist out to signal to the referee. And the referee said, I'm not buying it, threw out the flag, lose another 5 yards. They are 3rd and semi-truck away from a first down.
Maverick Geske has 19 yards to go to pick up that first down as the ball is officially marked in Brave territory at the 48. Jaden Omer is the running back. They're really spreading out the field. Here's a blitz on the outside, picked up nicely by Petrie. Throw downfield and intended for Buckman, and he was covered by Stephen Gray, number 8, and there's another penalty. I believe there's a hold in the backfield.
But there's no way Culver is going to accept the hold, right?
Well, they might. You know, in this ball game when they're down 28-6, I might send them back another 15, but it looks like they're going to decline. Smart move as Quinn Warren checks in the game, number 99. He'll do the punting for the Braves.
You always know he's going to come into the game, too. He has easily the most brightest shoes on the field today.
Ryan Joyce, number 8, will be the long snapper. Look at those shoes. What color are those?
I would say those are neon orange. Would you rock a pair like that? I think I would.
Maybe on my head. Here's the kick by Warren. End over end. Fair catch by Snedeker. He fumbled the football. Make that Freeman. Let's see who recovered it here. Freeman was the guy that muffed the punt. It looks like the Braves have it.
Fumble recovered by number 8, Ryan Joyce.
Credit Ryan Joyce coming downfield, number 8, to recover the fumble for Brebeuf. And the field is not only flipped, but here come the Braves marching inside the red zone. Put it at the 15-yard line.
Remember I mentioned 1 step forward, 3 steps back? There it is again. You get the stop. You stop Brebeuf Jesuit for the first time today in midfield. You were going to start behind your own 20-yard line, but hey, at least you had the ball after you had just scored an 86-yard touchdown. Then you cough it up on the punt. It's just the Eagles cannot catch a break tonight, Mike.
Maverick Geske leading his ball club out. He gives to Omer on the left side. He's going to turn the corner, getting a block, and he goes out of bounds. Good job by CMA to string that one out.
Yeah, Omer's got some good speed on him, and they kept with him. It's just that Omer knows when he doesn't have any options, he's going to go at the first guy he sees and lower his head. He's a very physical running back, but he also has the speed, so a good balance back that the Braves can keep turning to in the backfield.
6-yard gain for Jaden Omer out of Mooresville. Here's a snap to Geske. Looks on the slant play, and the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I think that was number 74 for Culver. Make that number 75 officially here. And that's Henry Gesicki, the defensive tackle.
He's not far from here, from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And it'll be third down for Maverick Geske and the Braves with 5:55 to go here in the second frame. Jaden Omer in the backfield. And it looked like somebody jumped on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Or
it looked like that was Buckman. I never have typically seen it this way, but I think the wide receivers have jumped off sides more than the offensive linemen tonight.
Our game tonight is built by Universal Roofing Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And our game is handled by Genesis Sports Performance. They're training Indianapolis area graded high school athletes as well as adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. That is a 5-yard penalty on the Braves. 5:54 to go before halftime, 3rd and 9. Macaluso, the motion guy, number 4. Geske looks in the corner and knocked away by Rory Sullivan with the left hand at the last minute.
Timed it out perfectly. It was a really good throw. Would have been on the money. But, again, it was Rory Sullivan. Just came in with his left hand, timed it up perfectly from behind the receiver. The ball was a little bit underthrown, and it does result in 6 points, but the Braves are going to line for a field goal and see if they can tack on 3 more.
This will be looks like a 32-yard attempt. Joyce will snap, Geske will hold, and Quinn Warren will do the kicking. A chance to put 3 points on the board. Good opportunity here for Brebeuf. Here's a snap by Joyce. The placement by Geske, the kick by Warren. Is it long enough? It hit the goalpost and bounces back, and it's no good.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was the hold or if he just got on the side of the ball, but he had the distance. It was just way off to the right. It was a wobbly kick, too. It wasn't strong. It was not a strong kick.
Just didn't quite have enough of it to slip through there, and it bounces back, and CMA takes over, and they'll start at their own 20. And Brebeuf will send another defender in the ball game that hasn't seen any action. That's number 71, Peyton Cummings, junior, 6'1", 209 pounds. Here's a snap to McColgan, back to Tay Rodriguez, getting a block, and it looked like McElwain drives him out of bounds after a good run by Rodriguez out of the backfield.
The offense had plenty of time to sit on the sidelines and relax for a little bit after the muffed punt by the Eagles themselves. So they've been on the sidelines for quite some time after they had scored that long 86-yard touchdown, trying to do it again here.
Actually, the tackle was credited to number 26, Javon Brooks, the junior, 6 foot, 182-pounder. McColgan, the freshman, leading the charge for CMA. He looks to his left, throws over there, and almost picked off by McElwain as he knocks down the receiver, and it goes incomplete. Bilsland was the intended receiver, number 80. He's been targeted 3 times in this ball game by McColgan. He's caught 1 pass. And this will lead up to a 3rd down and 5 from the CMA 25. McColgan joined in the backfield by Tay Rodriguez. Flag on the play. I think we're going to have a delay of game here against the Eagles. And that'll make this 3rd and 10. And again, they're just kicking themselves in the foot the entire game.
Well, not only that, but for both sides, how many pre-snap penalties have there been tonight already?
That's one of those things that can happen, especially on the Brebeuf side now when you've got a lot of youngsters in the ball game. And it'll be a good learning experience for both these ball clubs to look at this film afterwards, as it would be if it was the 7th game of the year. This is McColgan rolling to the left, looking downfield, throwing. This one is incomplete, and Snedeker almost caught up with it. And McElwain as well defensively nearly had an interception. The ball was up, fair game for anybody at that point.
That was a good old-fashioned tip drill right there. Unfortunately for the Braves, there is nobody there to catch the flying pigskin. It falls harmlessly to the turf, and a 3-and-out for the Eagles after that their last drive, which was a 86-yard touchdown. So they were not able to sustain that momentum from the previous drive, and now they're going to punt it away, and it looks as though they're going to give the Braves some really good field position, as the Braves have struggled on offense the last 2 drives, haven't been able to find the end zone.
Tay Rodriguez will punt, and this one barely got it away, and a fair catch is made by Savume at about the 47-yard line. Good solid kick against the rush, but Culver was not able to flip the field, and Brebeuf has great field position in charge of this ball game, 28-6, with 5 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the second period.
Yeah, how did he get it out of there? There were so many maroon jerseys in one area, and the one white jersey in Tay Rodriguez somehow got the ball out of there. And if it would have gotten blocked, that would have been an easy 6 points for the Braves.
Maverick Geske out on the field with a lot of young linemen right now as we take a look at the Brebeuf setup, starting first down from their own 46-yard line late in the second. Omer off the left side. He's going to go. He's got plenty of space here. He might go all the way. He's to the 20. He's to the 15, and finally driven out of bounds by Rory Sullivan. That is a first down, and a great job by Omer. Make that was Jack Myers. Jack Myers was the ball carrier there. 22-2 playing with the mind here.
Yeah, there's too many twos. Too many. I can see where you make that mistake. But yeah, either way, really good run by whoever his name is. Ran on the outside, and you're right, plenty of space. Again, the young O-line getting some of their first varsity experience, doing a good job making a hole for their running back and knocking on the door of the end zone.
The pass to Buckman on the far side by Geske, and he's run out of bounds or taken inbounds as the clock continues to run. About a 6 or 7 yard gain.
6-yard completion.
4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Plenty of time for Brebeuf on top, 28-6. Officially a 5-yard gain. It may have been a 6-yard gain here for Geske to Buckman. Geske has shown great arm, good escapability as well. This is Myers, left side, and he's undercut about the 7-yard line. Stockton, 16, was the guy that came up and made the stop for CMA.
Well, now you're looking at a 3rd and 2. You have to wonder if they're going to go to a play action and allow Geske to roll out and try to find a receiver coming from his left, working his way back to his right, and find him in the back of the end zone.
Buford and Buckman to the far side of the field. This is Geske rolling away from pressure, throwing in the end zone, and it's knocked down, incomplete. The pass was intended for the tight end, and that was number 84, Bowling. Jaron Bowling, make that, was the intended receiver. Was the intended receiver in the end zone, and couldn't hold on, but good defense by CMA. And I believe there may be a penalty flag thrown on the field, a holding on the defense there.
Yeah, I'm glad that they threw the penalty flag before I said anything, because I was about to say some really good coverage by the Eagles, but I guess if there is holding somewhere, that could lead to some good coverage, not allowing the receiver to go where they want. But again, I've been impressed with Geske tonight. How many sophomores can play quarterback like that in this state?
Yeah, he's doing a nice job showing a lot of composure here this evening for the Eagles on top 28-6. Snap upcoming. It's an automatic first down after the hold. Myers off the right side. He bounces off of one.
Does not look like it. Yeah, they're going to mark him just short.
16 is 70 on the tackle. 2-yard run by number 22, Jack.
Penetration error by Henry Booth, number 70, a 6-foot, 180-pound junior out of Dallas, Texas.
They love their football down there for sure.
Jack Myers in the backfield with Geske, throws across the middle to Buckman. This ball was knocked away by Freeman, and it'll be third down.
Pass intended for Buckman.
Yeah, and that's a really good job by the Eagles to recognize where Geske wanted to go there. They read his eyes, swarmed where he was going to throw it, and they found Buckman and knocked it away. There was 2 defenders covering Buckman, and they turned him away again at the goal line.
Buckman is a senior. Freeman is a freshman. They're going with each other in the slot right now. Third down. Geske, toss sweep. Meyer. He's wide open. Got plenty of space. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Brebeuf. It's 34-6. Jack Myers, a nice run on the toss sweep to the near side of the field.
And the MVP of that last play was Leroy Lewis, the wide receiver on the right side of the field. Blocked off his cornerback, and it was this nice, easy run by Myers. And for the Braves, they have showcased all 3 of their running backs tonight in C.J. Harris, Jaden Omer, and Jack Myers. All of them have looked really good. And if you can go to all 3 of them, that's dangerous.
Snap by Joyce, the hold by Geske. The kick is up. It's good. It's 35-6 Braves. And just like that, Brebeuf misses a field goal, but they get the muff punt back, and they're on the board.
And the Eagles' defense has looked better the last couple of drives against the Braves. But, again, I think it's just coming down to that the Braves just have a much bigger, stronger, faster football team. The Eagles are doing whatever they can to slow them down. They were able to stop them in the last 2 drives, forced a field goal that was missed, and forced a punt, but they muffed it. But that time is just they got really good field position right around midfield, just outside the 50. They marched down the field and eventually got the score.
Our halftime guest will be statistician Tad Williams for the Brebeuf Braves. And Tad gave us some first quarter stats here. At the end of the first quarter, Brebeuf already had taken a 21-0 lead.
Yeah, and the thing that really stands out to me going into the second quarter was total yards, 163 for Brebeuf and only 38 for Culver. And, of course, another big one is that Culver had 2 turnovers, a fumble, and an interception. And Brebeuf had already racked up 116 passing yards, one of them being a 49-yard dime piece from Maverick Geske.
One of the things we know is that defense wins championships, but you got to have a quarterback has confidence. And right now, Maverick Geske is starting to build confidence, throwing the football, leading this football team. We know that this is going to be a huge game next week when the Brebeuf Braves host the Roncalli Royals here at this field. It'll be an enormous undertaking. Eric Quintana does a great job in his first year at Roncalli, and it'll be a great test because both these ball clubs play in the same sectional. They could once again meet each other in postseason play. Here's Warren kicking off, and he's done a marvelous job this year kicking to Snedeker. Takes it to 1. It's in bounds. And what a great job defensively by the Braves coming up short of the 20-yard line. One of the tacklers was Bailey. Mikkel Bailey, number 24, was one of the tacklers for Brebeuf on special teams. And I think Coach Geske is getting everybody a chance to play tonight, and they're performing well.
Yeah, they're emptying the tank. And I have to say, I bet you one of those kickoff coverage defenders said, hey, Quinn, can you just kick it to the 1 so we can hit someone? Because we are sprinting down the field every time, and we're having to get in the slow up. If we're going to sprint, we want to hit somebody.
35-6. Aiden Cummings in the ball game, number 73, at one of the defensive linemen for Brebeuf. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. This is McColgan still in the ball game, the freshman. The gift to Rodriguez. He breaks 1 tackle. He spreads around the other way. And finally, Cole Williams is the guy that makes the stop. Ryan Joyce also was at the line of scrimmage. There were a lot of gold helmets at the football there.
There were, and somehow, some way, Tay Rodriguez does his best Houdini impression, escaping out of trouble, and eventually he found trouble in the form of Cole Williams, who is well over 30 tackles through his first 4 games this season. And for Rodriguez, he gained maybe a yard, but he ran about 20.
Under 2:30 to play in the half. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. And as Andrew talked about, Tay Rodriguez may have run about 40 yards for nothing. McColgan back to pass, looking to the left. It's almost picked off by Joyce, and there's a flag on the play. Foster Stockton made the catch, but there's a flag on the play. There may have been pass interference on the defender, Joyce. He did a really nice job, but he was awfully close to the receiver.
It was. I think his time was just a little bit early. He must have gotten really excited because he read the play perfectly. He went to drop down in coverage and realized that Stockton was right there. That's where the Eagles were going to go to. He leaped for the ball and just got there maybe a tad bit too soon, and the Eagles are going to get a first down.
And that'll be first down and 10 for CMA. Down 35-6 with 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the half. McColgan, the freshman, out of the shotgun. Pitch, Rodriguez gets some space. Logan Petrie did a good job to cut him down. Not after a gain of about 3, maybe 4. Another tackler for Brebeuf. Credit here is 52, Charles Kersey. He's a 6'2", 235-pounder, a junior. Second down upcoming for CMA. Late here in the second period. 1:20 to go in the ball game. This is Snedeker on the end around. He's got a blocker, but out of nowhere is a tackler.
You can guess who
Cole
it is.
Williams out of nowhere. Cole Williams, number 34, with a great stop for Brebeuf.
I just am amazed. You always got to appreciate some good linebacker play. Once I saw someone dive and get the tackle, I could take a guess on who it was. And once he walked around his teammate, you saw the 34, you knew it was going to be Cole Williams. He has just played phenomenal middle linebacker all season long, and I think going forward he's going to continue that and be really the leader of a very good defense.
Timeout on the field with 1:11 to go. 35-6 our score. Our football game tonight is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And by Genesis Sports Performance Training. Here in Indianapolis, they train area grade and high school athletes as well as adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. And if you want to win a state championship, you got to have speed and you got to have size. And I think this Brebeuf team has it. They just have to continue to believe it's a journey, it's a process. It's not the team that they had last year, but it's a team that I think has the potential to really make a lot of damage in this tournament if things go right for this ball club. McColgan now, third down, looking down the middle of the field, throws for Snedeker, and a great job of defending the play by the Braves. Excellent job. Javon Brooks, number 26, got his right paw right on the pigskin, knocked it down, and it's fourth down for the Eagles, and they're down 35-6.
And they're going to elect the punt, I believe. That looks like Rodriguez in the backfield, who serves not only as the running back but also the punter of this football team. A great play by Brooks. And you're right, back to that point you were talking about. This is a team that has high expectations going to every season. You make state last year. You have a lot of good returners.
Rodriguez the kick, and the fair catch is made by Savume. And Brebeuf has been perfect on special teams tonight. That was a kick that was very difficult for Savume to handle, but he did.
Yeah, it was a knuckler. It was definitely a knuckler. He moved in on it. He did everything right, just knocked it down and kept it in front of him. Sounds like more I'm talking about a ground ball than a punt. But he did a great job of knocking the ball down and allow his offense to maybe run a 2-minute drill here with 1:02 left. But this is the Braves team that has a lot of their questions answered if their defense was going to be good. They're going to still have a running game, something they were good at last year. It was just a passing game going into it. You and I have talked about it, and maybe Maverick Geske is the way to go going forward into the season.
Well, both quarterbacks, Buckman and Geske, coming in this had QBRs around 30. But not tonight. Geske looking to his right, throwing deep, has a receiver, it's got his man, and he goes out of bounds. That is a great pitch and catch there for Brebeuf. That should be a first down. Jack Myers, number 22, coming out of the backfield on a little circle route. He came out of the backfield, down the sideline, and Maverick Geske found him. That is a first down for Brebeuf. And Coach Geske wants more. He's not satisfied, and he shouldn't be. We're still only in game number 4 for the Braves. Maverick Geske out of the shotgun. Takes a high snap down the left side, and Buckman and Sullivan had contact, but the ball way overthrown.
Yeah, Geske threw a dime piece. I'm going to get back to that last play before that one. A wheel route, you said a circle route, either way you want to put it. Meyer ran it to perfection, and Geske dropped it right, and somehow beating the defender and getting it where Meyer can catch it and keep his feet in bounds. And you're going to work on this 2-minute drill as if this is a big spot.
Omer off the right side. He's got big yardage. He's still going. He's near the first down marker, and there's a late hit there by Rory Sullivan, and there's a flag.
I don't know if Rory Sullivan thought that he was down or not, if there was a whistle at all, because Rory Sullivan was playing still at 100%. And they're going to take him out. Something happened. Immediately talked to the referee and headed off, but Rory's going to get 15 yards.
Well, the worst part of it for CMA is the fact the clock stops, and we still have 41 seconds to play here in the second period, and their ball club is down 35-6.
Personal foul penalty against the Eagles.
And Andrew, the officials have to move the football.
They have to.
It's got to go somewhere.
I don't know if the Braves even knew that there was a flag because they were already on top of the ball getting ready for the play, and the center had even put his paw on it and was ready to snap it. But instead, they're like, hey, you know what? Let's move up 15 yards and play this ball at the 25-yard line.
Leroy Lewis, number 5, is lined up on the near side here for Brebeuf. 3 wides to the right side for Maverick Geske. The football is reset. It is now first down and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Braves. Maverick Geske looking downfield, right down the middle to Buckman over the top of his hands. Buckman had Freeman, the freshman, and he had him beat. That was a nice pass play.
Yeah, he definitely had him beat. It was just a little bit too high for Buckman to haul that one in. It does fall off his fingertips. And there's some throws from Geske today where you're like, that is really nice. And there's others where you go, yeah, you can tell that sometimes he's still a sophomore, that once he gets some of these small mechanical things ironed out, he's going to be a really good quarterback for the next couple of seasons.
Geske with Omer in the backfield for Brebeuf. Braves 35-6, deep in the second. Geske downfield looking for a receiver, well overthrown. That was Lewis. Good intention. There is a flag on the play. And that's in the backfield. And preliminarily, hold. And the only good news, Andrew, is the fact that, again, the clock stopped. It's dead. Brebeuf's going to have another chance to try to get the football into good field position.
And they're not afraid to take these deep shots. That's what they keep going for, is deep shot after deep shot. And if you look back at the film from their state championship game last year against Gibson Southern, that's another thing they were just really good at, was drawing up these plays, which put these athletic receivers in man-to-man coverages and then taking shots and force them to beat them. And there's not too many cornerbacks or safeties that can beat the wide receivers that the Braves offer.
Maverick Geske, empty backfield. He's back there all by himself. He's taking a couple-step drop. Throwing down left side, and this one for Omer at the goal line. It's incomplete. He overthrew him by a couple yards.
It was a good throw. It was a good play. It was right here. They stacked the two receivers in Lewis and Omer. And that's when, for the Eagles, you have to communicate, but there's not too many teams in 4A that are going to run sets like this and run crossing routes where they have to communicate. So that's something the Eagles are going to have to work on, because if they run into another team that likes to drop those type of plays, they have to have it figured out. because that should have been another 6 points.
We've got ourselves another timeout. This one by Culver. CMA takes the timeout. 35-6, Brebeuf. The Braves on top here in the second quarter with 26.1 seconds remaining before halftime. Now, Brebeuf conceivably could get themselves in position to kick a field goal. We've already seen number 99, who's got the best shoes in the world. I mean, Quinn Warren, let me tell you.
I found him immediately as you said that.
He's got a chance if they can get the football in kicking position to knock one through. Or, as you talked about, a deep shot. They've got tremendous athleticism on the outside.
And they've loved it. They keep throwing outside the numbers and deep down the sidelines. It's been really fun to watch as they've, even here when they've really dropped back in the zone, they're running a more spread offense, putting more receivers out on the field. And is telling Geske to find your best guy and let it eat. And hopefully someone can bring it down. Geske's had some open guys, just missed them by just maybe a couple of yards.
Maverick Geske, the quarterback for the Braves. Couple step drop. Good block by Omer in the backfield. Looking downfield to Lewis. He's got it in the flag on the play. And frankly, with the flag plus the first down, the clock stops. 20 seconds to go.
What a throw, though. Don't let the flag distract you from that throw. Don't do it. That was spot on.
Defensive holding declined. They're going to take the pass caught by Lewis and the first down with 20 seconds remaining in the half. Another, as Andrew mentioned, another great pitch and catch by Maverick Geske to Leroy Lewis, number 5. Geske looking down the middle. Through for Buckman. There's a penalty. Vinny Freeman, the freshman, had his right arm draped all over Nolan Buckman's leg. There's absolutely no way Nolan Buckman could get away. That's a good call by the back official.
Good job by picking it up and realizing that there was a penalty to be thrown there. You move the ball half the distance to the goal. Actually, it occurred in the end zone. So I think it's maybe half the distance. But either way, Geske threw another perfect ball. Actually, gone for a holding. Perfect ball, and unfortunately for him, he doesn't get points for it because Freeman committed the foul.
Maverick Geske at quarterback. The sophomore has 17 seconds to play with here. First and goal for the Braves. High snap. Pitch forward. That's a pass to Omer. Can he get out of bounds? He's fighting. He's going in the end zone. Touchdown. That is unbelievable, Andrew. Unbelievable. Jaden Omer bounced off 3 tacklers on the far side of the field. He found his way down the sideline in the end zone. That is a pass and a touchdown.
For Omer, that's called tightrope walking. You may have thought about going out of bounds, but then he found a crease and said, you know what? Let's go into the end zone for another touchdown. Gotten his team a really big lead right before halftime with just 8.9 seconds left. What a first half by the Braves.
The extra point on the way by Quinn Warren, and we've got ourselves a Brebeuf 42-6 lead with 8.9 seconds remaining off a Jaden Omer touchdown catch off the pitch from Maverick Geske. (42-6) Brebeuf. Our football game tonight, built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And by Genesis Sports Performance Training. Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes. They also train adult strength individuals. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. And Brebeuf, a team 2-1 on the season, looking for its 3rd victory.
And they have done everything right. The offense has looked great. The defense has looked like a giant wall of maroon. And they're 8.9 seconds away from going into halftime. And then with them having a 36-point lead, they'll then have a running clock in the second half. So they will be about 20 minutes to half an hour away from celebrating their third straight victory and really proving to everyone, I think, Mike, that they belong in 4A.
Now, there's no question about it. They're a very competitive football team. Now, this football game is not indicative of the way Brebeuf is going to be scouted by Ron Kelly. I'm sure if Eric Quintana has his thoughts about preparing for this game, he's going to look at the Chittard game. He's going to look at the Tri-West game. This is a different situation, but this has allowed Coach Geske to use a lot of depth and open up his playbook offensively and throw the ball. I don't think they're going to be able to do this against a stout Ron Kelly ball club. Warren with the kickoff. Deep to Snedeker. This is the one that's going to go in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. Still, maybe if CMA wants to, they can run a play. But if I'm them, down 42-6, I'm probably going to take a knee, right?
Just take the knee, head into the locker room, and try to regroup and figure out how you're going to go about the rest of this ball game. Because for the Eagles, they did a lot of things right, but also did a lot of things wrong.
McColgan, the freshman quarterback for Culver, taking his licking in this ball game tonight, down 42-6. His fumble in the first period really turned the ball game around in a scoreless affair. That allowed Brebeuf to get some momentum, and then the offense just went into high gear, and the defense has played lights out. And one of those defenders is Williams. Cole Williams, number 34, has played an outstanding football game. McColgan is going to try to go downfield. Here he goes. Getting a rush. This is Finn Walters. Gets away from him. And he's going to jump out of bounds as this one is going to come to a close. At halftime, it's Brebeuf 42. Culver Military Academy 6. Tad Williams, the official statistician of Brebeuf High School football, will be our halftime guest. But first, these messages. You're watching Indiana High School football on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
I bought a 2020 Kia Telluride. It's amazing. I love how spacious it is. I can fit all of my children in there as well as all of my signs for my job. The customer experience here is top notch. They are super quick, get me in, whether it's an oil change or anything else, and make sure that I am well taken care of.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Back at Brebeuf High School, it's halftime. The Braves lead the Culver Military Academy Eagles 42-6 here at the half. Our game tonight is built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779 and by Genesis Sports Performance. Our halftime guest is Tad Williams. Now, Tad, you've been the official statistician here at Brebeuf High School for 16 years. You're a North Central High School. You've seen some great high school football over the years. Let's talk about the late Lars Tate. You saw him play at North Central. Tell me about your thoughts regarding the Panthers football at that point.
You know, I haven't thought about this in a long time, but as a freshman at North Central in 1984, I was in Doug King's radio and TV program at the J. Everett Light Center, and I actually ended up as the voice of the Panthers calling the games on WJEL in 1984, my freshman year. And we had a heck of a team at North Central that year. We had Lars Tate, who was all everything at tailback, and we also had a guy named Gary Thurman, who was an all-state receiver and defensive back and ended up getting drafted by the Kansas City Royals and playing professional baseball for a number of years. So that may have been one of the most talented North Central teams ever, and yet they could not get out of their own sectional because across town at Warren Central, they had a guy named Jeff George who was throwing touchdown passes to a guy named Lance Shive, and they were ranked number 1 in the country by USA Today. So, but it was a lot of fun, and it gave me a love for high school football that I carried throughout my adulthood. And 16 years ago, my wife's twin brother, who I refer to as my twusband, because if you are married to a twin, you know that you're very close to that person's twin. He was coaching here at Brebeuf, and he asked me to come out and hold the stats book one night just as something to do, and I've been doing it ever since. So it's a lot of fun. This program has grown quite a bit in the last 16 years.
Tad Williams is our guest, the official statistician here at Brebeuf High School. Let's talk about Brebeuf's football program. I can't tell you exactly my background per se, but I remember at one point in time there was no press box here. We were broadcasting outside the stadium in the stands. Now you've got a beautiful press box, but you also have a program that you can really be proud of, not only if you're a Brebeuf fan, but if you're in the community and want to see a great football game at a great facility.
Yeah, when I got here in 06, we would hope to get a few of the tennis and soccer fans to come over and sit in our wasp-infested bleachers to watch a very small, at the time, 3A football team. And we had 4 IPS schools on the schedule, and we would get killed by all the parochial schools on our schedule. And, and that was with Ryan Gallagly, a state championship-winning team at Central Catholic. And he built that program to a certain level. They got pretty good. They threw it around a lot with not a lot of players and not a lot of athletes. And then we got Mick Ressler here in 2013 from Cathedral, and instantly we became a much bigger. That was about the time that the Kite Center opened, the weightlifting facility here. That's amazing. And we got turf field, and we became a big-time parochial school program, and the team started to look like that.
Coach Geske, much like Coach Ressler, very organized, very disciplined. He's got a great mind for football, very creative. This football team offensively, still work in progress, but I think this is a team that once a season ends, we go into postseason play, nobody wants to play them.
Well, they'd better be pretty good. It's funny to see a team up big the last 2 weeks throwing on every down, and it's not because Brebeuf is trying to run up the score. It's because we're trying to fine-tune that passing game. We had never had a 1,000-yard receiver in our program history until last year when we had 2 on the same team, Max Walters and Anthony Ane, and they're both playing college football now. And so they're working with the pieces they've got to try and put together a pass game, because if you're going to play schools like Roncalli and Mooresville in the sectional, you're going to need to be able to do something besides stop the other team and run the football.
No doubt about that. Tad Williams is our a guest here, our official statistician at Brebeuf High School. Talk a little bit about this halftime with Brebeuf 42-6. What do you see on your stat page?
Well, I get to go to every game every year, home and away, and so I've seen Culver every year I've been here. And Andy typically has teams that will play you tooth and nail. This is a uncharacteristically young and inexperienced Culver team because they don't usually have a lot of penalties. They often have run the wing tee, and they'll have three guys. You never know who's got the ball until he's 5 yards into your secondary. But we have grown the program. You know, when Matt got here, we went from 70 kids to 90 kids. Now, part of that is the growth in parochial schools coming out of the pandemic, but he's a great salesman, and he has gotten a lot of kids at Brebeuf who might have been just lacrosse or just baseball players to come out for football. And now we can platoon on our lines, and it's just too much for a small 4A school like Culver.
And this is a great opportunity tonight with a 42-6 lead over the Eagles to be able to run some younger guys who normally don't play. You got to develop depth. And the only way a team wins championships, you're only as good, frankly, as the bottom of your roster, in my opinion. Teams that are championship teams, yes, all the guys that play get all the glory, but it's really the guys that don't play that make the team win.
That's right. I mean, this program has always looked up at the Big Brother program on Crittenden in Broad Ripple. I don't say their name live, but they're the Catholic school in Broad Ripple, and they always have 100 kids on their football team, 3A school, and they always just platoon you to death and toss sweep and toss sweep and toss sweep until they're getting 18 yards a carry in the third and fourth quarter, and that's how come they've won 19 state titles. And that's the template that we're trying to do here.
One of the things, Tad, that I've seen, in terms of this Brebeuf program is that winning breeds success, and good players want to play for good programs. There is a huge difference between kids who came here to play football, let's say in 2000 versus 2022. There are a lot of athletes. You've got Division I type caliber players here, Division II, Division III kids. That wasn't before. This is a place, a destination that kids all over the city of Indianapolis will want to play.
It's a great school to recruit to. This is an amazing college preparatory school. The Jesuit approach to education has become even more popular in the last few years with a few current events that have gone on in our local press. And we've got a great AD here, Ted Hampton, that makes sure all these programs have everything they need to be successful. And you're right. We are starting to turn out a lot of college football players at Brebeuf. It's really great to see.
Tad, one last question. Since you are the official stat guy for this program, what does it take to do stats? I know from a personal perspective years ago when I did this how difficult it was. It's very time consuming. In fact, my assumption might be you might be one of the first guys here and the last guy to leave the building.
Well, I run a program that I've run for 15 years, and it was developed, interestingly enough, by a college kid at Florida State. And at the time, he was just using it as a side hustle, and it's an Excel spreadsheet program, and I've run this thing and now a number of, 15 years later, a number of high schools use it, a number of high schools here locally use it, but I've run this program for so long that I can do it in my sleep in the dark, and that's a big advantage. I'm very experienced at keeping stats on a computer, and it allows me to call out tacklers and to help the broadcast teams that are in our press box with instant stats, and it's a lot of fun. I also write the write-ups on the Brebeuf Athletics website, so I'm kind of the team beat writer as well.
I think the most important piece of what you do, for my expertise, is you're actually a very important part of the team. Preparation is ultimately important for teams to win championships. The material that you provide enables coaching staff to prepare for the next game. They know what their tendencies are, what they're good at, what they need to work on. You can't just pull it out of thin air. You got to have data, and you provide that.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and I've always been made to feel like an integral part of the team here. by the last couple of coaching staffs especially, and they showered me with a lot of praise in addition to all this great Adidas gear.
Well, Tad, it was a pleasure having you on board as our guest here at halftime. I appreciate
so much for having me.
No problem. I appreciate what you do, and I look forward to coming back here and covering the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves, who are on top here at halftime over the Culver Military Academy Eagles by a score of 42-6. You're watching high school football on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
I drive a 2022 Telluride Nightfall Edition. I love it. So when we found out we were having twins, we knew we needed a bigger car with a third row. So the Telluride with the captain's chairs fits perfectly with our family. It gets great gas mileage. Actually, we went to Holiday World and got averaged about 29 miles a gallon. I like the lane keep assist because sometimes kids can distract you and you're not noticing what you're doing, and it beeps at you if you are getting too close to the lines. Ray Skillman Kia is my store. I'll never go to any other store. Can you say, I love Kia?
Kia.
Say, I love Kia. Yay!
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
It's halftime here at Brebeuf. The Brebeuf Braves 42, the Culver Military Academy Eagles 6. Tonight's game is built by Universal Roofing Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. And our game is brought to you by Genesis Sports Performance. Training Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes and adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. Andrew Mild, our analyst tonight. It's 42-6 at halftime. What do you see?
Well, I see 4 passing touchdowns for Maverick Gasecki. And, going into it, and there was only one passing touchdown the entire season for the Braves, and Geske has just settled in and really solidified the quarterback position in the first half, and we'll see how much time he'll play in the second half with his team up by so many points. Another big one is the turnover battle, and the Braves lead that one with no turnovers, and Culver has had too many. A couple interceptions, a fumble, and a muff punt. They've allowed the Braves to run away with this ball game through the turnovers, and not only that, but their inability to stop the deep ball.
Andrew, you win championships defensively. What has Brebeuf done tonight to Culver? What do you see there from the Eagles?
I'm only seeing 9-yard gains running the ball. The Eagles have tried to go through the ground, and right now their leading rusher has been Tay Rodriguez with 24 yards, but McGolga lost 14 and Senegar lost 1, so that's only 9 yards. And when you don't even break double digits in the run game in the first half, that's a problem.
Yeah, just 130 yards total offense in the first half for Culver, and yet 345 yards of total offense for the Brebeuf Braves. Coach Geske is feeling really good about his performance in the first half, but we've got 2 more quarters to go.
And they'll be pretty quick quarters, too, because of the 35-point rule in the second half, with the Braves coming in with a 36-point lead. You're going to see that clock run and run and run, and the second half's going to fly by before you even know it.
Well, the only good news for that is for the fans. They hopefully will be able to get home a little bit sooner. But there is a huge turnout here. Brebeuf has done a great job over the years of attracting people. The stands are completely full here at Brebeuf Jesuit.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a burger at halftime, and I couldn't get through the line. The line was too long, and I only had 15 minutes to work with. And if you subtract maybe the 2 or 3 minutes it took to get down there because of all the traffic going towards that end. But, yeah, the crowd's really shown out. And I thought it would be something like this, considering the fact that it was their officially first true home game this season. The fans have been itching at the bit to come out and support their team, the 3A state runner-ups just a season ago, and they are seeing their team play extravagant football.
Well, Brebeuf will be kicking off to begin the third period of play. They're up 42-6. That is the only good news for the Culver Military Academy Eagles, who came into tonight's contest 1-3. Brebeuf 2-1. The Braves looking to add their third victory this season. As we talked about, next week will be a huge game. Ron Colley and Brebeuf, that matchup, always a huge one. 2 parochial schools, but yet again, 2 potential sectional matchups here. In fact, in Sectional 21, Brebeuf has Shortridge, Mooresville, another outstanding team led by one of the greatest coaches in high school football history, and Mike Gillen. Lebanon's 2-2. They're a pretty decent football program. Mark Rates, the son of the former Indiana State football coach, they're 4-0. They've been a team also on the rise, too, out of Brazil, Indiana, Northview High School near Terre Haute. Addicts 2-2, and George Washington really struggling in IPS school at 0-4. So Brebeuf will be doing the kicking off here to begin the third period, and I believe we have a new kicker for Brebeuf. Usually it's Quinn Warren. Well, it is Quinn Warren this time. Instead of the orange shoes, nope, it's number 98. Nope, it's Finn Christ. Finn Christ is doing the kicking. Finn Christ is wearing the light blue shirts. Freeman with the football across the 25-yard line, across the 30, and finally driven back. And again, really outstanding special teams.
Kickoff return by number 1, Vinny Freeman.
By Brebeuf Jesuit, Finn Christ, number 98. You like those light shoes? They were kind of aqua.
Yeah, they were. That's why I knew it wasn't going to be Quinn Warren out there. Once you said it might be a different kicker, started scanning the turf area and then found Mr. Orange Shoes down here to our right. He does not blend in for sure.
The freshman at quarterback, Michael McColgan, still at the helm for the Culver Military Academy Eagles. Out of the shotgun, they give to Tay Rodriguez. He breaks 2 tackles, gets away from 1 tackler, and gets some positive yardage as he finally gets out of bounds. And, boy, he did a really nice job, Tay Rodriguez there. Finally run out of bounds by Jack Turliner. Number 12 and also number 45. That's Garland Davenport Jr., 5'11", 178-pound backer.
Rodriguez, time and time again, has had to find a way just to get to the original line of scrimmage, and that time he's got 5 more yards, but he was almost stopped for a 5-yard loss.
Second down, McColgan back to pass, looks left, it's almost picked. Knocked away by Brooks, number 28. He had a piece of it, almost intercepted.
It was close, and again, if you're going to throw the ball, you have to not stare down your receiver the entire time. At that point, the cornerback and the safety are reading you like a book. They jumped the route and almost made it 6 points. It could have been a pick 6.
Third down, about 5. For McColgan out of the shotgun. Down 42-6 in the third period. McColgan looks left. Snedeker at the 40. Gets by one tackler and finally stripped at about the 43. He's short of a first down. And I would suppose, even though CMA is down in this ball game, it's 4th and short, they're going to go for it.
Might as well work on some of these key situations in a real game atmosphere, because there's going to be some big games down the stretch for CMA where they're going to have to come down to a 4th and short and call up the best play and get that first down.
McColgan still out of the shotgun on 4th and about 2. 4-man front for Brebeuf. Rodriguez off the left side. It's going to be close. I think he got a good mark. He was thrown back behind the first down marker, but Davenport was one of the tacklers, 45, but that's a first down.
That first down for the Eagles, they did not make it complicated. Just hand it off to your best tailback or your bell cow per se, and Tay Rodriguez, and let him do what he does best, get yards.
First down and 10 at their own 46-yard line. McColgan, the freshman, down 42-6 in this ball game. We have a running clock because we have a 36-point differential. Snedeker on the wideout screen. Brooks from behind grabs him and pulls him down inside Brebeuf territory to about the 48. Nice little design play to Snedeker, the wideout, for the Eagles.
7-yard gain on the play.
Okay, that was actually Deuce Williams, 28. Got him confused with 26 Brooks there for Brebeuf, but Deuce Williams was the guy that pulled Snedeker down. 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard gain. McColgan at the helm. Rodriguez left side, first down. He's got more. Down to about the 40. Jack Terlisner was the tackler, number 12.
Rodriguez just got ahead of steam there, made some nice cuts, being able to plant the foot into the ground and go in the opposite direction, made some players miss, and got his second first down on this drive.
First and 10 for McColgan from the Braves 40. McColgan looking down the middle, throws, and almost picked. That was almost picked. Brebeuf had an opportunity for an interception. Nick Passarelli was on the defense, number 18. And again, you see second, third string guys playing for Coach Geske. This is a real plus for this ball club because not only you get experience, but you have to think probably morale for the next week. You know, if I'm not going to play much during the year and then I got a chance, I'm really going to give a lot of effort during practice. 2nd and 10 for McColgan. McColgan, the pitch. Egebrotten in the backfield, number 40, was the ball carrier. Showed some size.
Ball carried by number 40, Kyle Egebrotten, 5-yard gain.
Egebrotten with the Passarelli.
47, Teddy Coons.
Passarelli, 18 on the stop, along with Teddy Coons, number 47. Teddy's a 6'1", 195-pound sophomore linebacker. A lot of youth in the lineup right now. It'll be 3rd and short for CMA. Egebrotten in the backfield. Toss sweep to Egebrotten, left side. Getting some pressure, gets the first down off the left side and goes forward And the tackler was Jack Terlisner, but not before another Eagle first down 42-6 here in the third.
And the Eagles are just going to keep on working on being a physical football team. It's, I think, something they need to learn is how to get a good push on the line. And for them going forward, they just have to have their offensive alignment in that mentality of jumping off the ball and beating that man to the first punch and start driving them back so then your running back can follow you and get as many yards as they can.
Rodriguez back of the lineup. He gets the give off the left side. Nice stutter step and a cutback. Coons came in and made the tackle from behind. Number 47 for Brebeuf. Second down and 6. Gain of 4 on the play for Rodriguez. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third period. Braves 42, Eagles 6. Brebeuf 42, Culver Military Academy, CMA 6. McColgan with Rodriguez in the backfield. Rodriguez left side, and he doesn't get much. But good forward gain there, good leg strength there by the youngster Rodriguez for a couple yards. Host of Brebeuf tacklers.
I'll tell you what, though, Nick Passarelli, since coming into the game, I've heard his name said a couple of times. He almost had an interception as they made a couple of plays on the left side of the football field on the slot corner.
McColgan, third and short. Pitch. Rodriguez getting run down. Missed tackle. And he's going to be very close to a first down. A near hit behind the line of scrimmage by one of the defenders. I don't have a 62 on my roster here.
Tackle made by number 47, Teddy Coons, and number 27, Parker Myers.
Coons and Parker Myers, number 27, were the tacklers there. Parker Myers, a freshman, big size, 6 foot, 192 pounds. First down for the Eagles. McColgan, play action, and he goes out of bounds. And chased out of bounds there by Deuce Williams, number 28.
And it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage, so no loss right there, but a really good awareness by the quarterback to get out of there and just step out of bounds. But that clock's going to keep running even with him going out of bounds.
And as Andrew Mild talks about clock, we're under 3 minutes to play here in the third period.
I've only seen one team possess the ball.
McColgan. Rodriguez off the right side, got plenty of room. He's going to score. Touchdown. Touchdown, Eagles. Rodriguez with a touchdown. Tay Rodriguez with an 18-yard run and a score for CMA. 42-12.
Some good old-fashioned football right there by the CMA Eagles. Just keep going to the ground game time and time again. They never threw the ball the entire drive. They went to some option plays and some quick pitches to the outside and then some inside runs. It was a nice drive from the Eagles and something that I think they can build off on going into next week.
Owen Durrell will be the kicker. Rory Sullivan will hold for Culver. There's a line drive that went through. We don't see too many line drives, so that was beautiful, right down the middle.
It was right down on Broadway, and don't forget the last time they kicked an extra point, it got blocked. So I think them making it is a good note.
That's a huge step. 42-13. Brebeuf over the Culver Academy Eagles. Our game tonight, built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit them at universalrfg.com or call 317-257-0779. Our game also brought to you by Genesis Sports Performance. Training Indianapolis area grade and high school athletes and adult strength training. Visit genesissportsperformance.com. A minute 58 to go, and the only time the clock stops when you've got a 30-point lead is after a score, and that's where we are.
Yeah, but we're already 10 under 2 minutes to go before the third quarter is over. I think it was the beginning of the second quarter where there was a touchdown by the Braves and the Eagles countered with their touchdown, the 86-yard dime. It just felt like the second quarter took forever to get through, and the third is going to be the complete opposite.
Fielded the kick at the 15-yard line. This is number 87, Watson, returning the football for the Brebeuf Braves. And it'll be first down and 10 for Brebeuf near the 30-yard line.
The Braves start their possession on their own 28-yard line.
We have a running clock with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. The clock is still running. The Braves on top, 42-13 here in the third period. And Andrew, I'm not sure if they'll get a playoff here in the third period with 1 minute 20 to go.
No, and then even if they do, I bet they're going to run the ball, keep it on the ground, and not try to run up the score. They just want to keep this a classy football game and show some sportsmanship.
Chase Johnson, the new quarterback for the Braves. Here's a running back. Across the 30-yard line, maybe a gain of 2. That was C.J. Harris, who scored a touchdown pass earlier in the ball game, and that's a couple yards. And that may be, well, no, they're gonna try to run another play here.
I think they got to run one more at least because they'll be under 40 seconds, and that's when the play clock will start.
Chase Johnson, the junior, 6'1", 208, out of Zionsville. The snap. Harris off the right side ran into a blocker. Good play defensively up front by the CMA Eagles. Couple yards for C.J. Harris as the clock runs under 15 seconds to play here in the third period. 53, Parks Adams was the tackler there for the CMA Eagles, down 42-13. We've played 3. You're watching high school football on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
I bought a 2020 Kia Telluride. It's amazing. I love how spacious it is. I can fit all of my children in there as well as all of my signs for my job. The customer experience here is top notch. They are super quick, get me in, whether it's an oil change or anything else, and make sure that I am well taken care of.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
We have just started the fourth period of play at Brebeuf High School. And Chase Johnson, the quarterback, has just thrown a 67-yard pass to Dylan Wells, the junior, 5'10", 166 pounds, who ran it all the way in the end zone. And it is 48-13 Brebeuf.
That was phenomenal. He caught the screen and just went down the field. Really did all the work there. Johnson just had to get the ball to him. And for the Braves, that's just icing on the cake.
Finn Christ with the extra point, the hold from Maverick Geske. And this one is through. Finn Christ with the extra point, and it's 49-13 Brebeuf with 11 minutes and 2 seconds left. This has been a huge win for Brebeuf in this ball game. They've been dominant.
They have been dominant. We knew that, too. We knew that something like this might happen with the way that Braves have been playing ball this year. Their defense, lockdown. You mentioned it. Defense wins championships, and for the Braves, I think they have a championship caliber defense after seeing them tonight, especially Cole Williams. Cole Williams is a menace to any sort of offense that he's going to face. Good luck to anyone else that has to face them. The running game was great. They went to 3 different running backs in Harris, Omer, and Myers. All of them were very good. But the passing game wasn't quite there yet. That was something they had to fix. And I definitely agree. I think they found it. I think that Maverick Geske is going to be the future at that position. But you have said it also. What are they going to do next week when they take on Ron Colley, a very good football team that's going to give them fits?
Well, it's going to be an interesting challenge because Ron Colley brings in a lot of top-notch kids. They've got a lot of size, a lot of speed, and naturally, being an in-town rival, they're going to bring a huge crowd. There's going to be a huge contingent here. Now, Christ will do the kicking for the Brebeuf Braves, up 49-13. This has been an outstanding game. One of the things for the Eagles that's been really concerning to them is that they're really, frankly, their top 2 players, Evan Gerber and Henry Martello, are not dressed in tonight's game. So now without Gerber, Martello, this has really cost this team, I think, mostly on the defensive end. Here's a kickoff return by Snedeker. He breaks a tackle. He gets away from a couple players, and he's finally brought down at about the 35-yard line.
And you're right. We were given the depth chart for CMA going into it, and I didn't see Gerber's name. And then you start looking through the stats, and you go, how do you not include him? And then you realize it's because he was just injured going into the game. It really took a hit on the Eagles, as you mentioned. He's a phenomenal defensive lineman, and just sad to me didn't get to see him get in the backfield and make some plays tonight.
Yeah, I saw him. He was injured against Hobart, and I saw the film. I thought maybe that it might have been a cramp, but obviously it was more than that, and that's unfortunate. McColgan down the middle, and Engebrotten, who has played tight end and running back tonight, drops the football. He was wide open. He had a nice hole there at about the 40-yard line, but he couldn't hold on.
And, Mike, I was given the stat that Chase Johnson, that was his first career pass, and it went for 67 yards and the score. That's one good way to start your high school career.
Second down, 10 yards to go, but the clock continues to run for McColgan, the freshman. McColgan down the left side, and I believe the receiver's knees were down. Yep, they were, but the pass was completed. When McColgan has time, he's played pretty well, and Oliver Bilsland has been his key target here. The youngster out of Castle Rock, Colorado, 6'1", 180-pound senior.
Yeah, they really have shown a good chemistry tonight. Whenever McColgan goes to throw the ball, Oliver Bilsland is ready to go. He's ready to catch that ball. He's ran some really good routes and found the soft spots in the zone coverage all night against the Braves.
McColgan to the right after a 6-yard pass play. This one is caught by Roman Snedeker. That is a first down. The ball was thrown well at his knees. Nice job of catching the football.
Yeah, Snedeker located the ball, and I do like that play call from the Eagles, where they allow their quarterback to get out of the pocket, and then you give your wide receivers some time to get open. And they knew that the Braves are going to be running more zone coverages, and when your receivers run some routes, they're eventually going to find a soft spot.
First down for the CMA Eagles. Rodriguez off the center from the right side, and a host of Brebeuf tacklers are there to greet him, and it'll be second down. And I think maybe there was a flag thrown on the play, but I'm not quite certain, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, but there is like a lot of yellow in this side of the field, with the logo and then the arrow going through it. Maybe not.
No. So it'll be second down as Rodriguez had himself a 3-yard gain there to the Brebeuf 44. McColgan, Snedeker catches the ball, gets by one tackler, and goes out of bounds. One of the defenders for Brebeuf was number 80, Mark Douthit, 5'9", 156-pound performer for Coach Geske's ball club. It is a first down, but nevertheless, the clock continues to run with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the ball game. McColgan, fake handoff, sidearm toss. It's caught by, I think that's Snedeker, and he is met by a host of the Brebeuf tacklers, including number 1, Joaquim Wells.
Pass completed to number 1, Benny Freeman.
Actually, that was Vinnie Freeman, number 1.
In on the tackle, number 30.
But that's another first down. Little short passing game for the Eagles, trailing in this ball game, 49-13 late in the fourth period. And as Tad Williams, official stat person for Brebeuf, mentioned, Coach Durrell's teams, they don't quit. They're still fighting. You can see that in them. They're still trying to make some things happen offensively. There's somebody who jumped on the Brebeuf defensive line. I think that was Garland Davenport Jr. playing right defensive end.
Penalty on the Eagles.
The clock still running. Under 6 minutes to play in the ball game. 49-13. Eagles with the football. Snedeker with the football on the jet sweep. And let me tell you something. Number 80, you got to give him credit. He didn't get the tackle, but he turned it inside. Mark Dowdett, number 80, did a really nice job defensively for Brebeuf.
Yeah, crushed right into the backfield and forced them to keep bouncing bouncing inside, and that's where they were met by Garland Davenport Jr., who's a freshman that's 5'11", 178. He made a nice play right there. And it's been really fun to watch the Braves play defense tonight, even when they have a bunch of younger underclassmen in the game.
Second down and 17 yards to go for the Eagles. McColgan to his right. Throws downfield. This one is tipped and picked off. The Braves have a pick. The pass was picked off by Kyle Connor. Kyle Connor was the guy that picked off the pass for the Brebeuf Braves. The ball was tipped in the air, and the Braves come up with a turnover.
And for the Braves, that's their second interception tonight, and that's a stat that they've been really good at this year. They head into this game with 8 interceptions as a ball club, and if you're forcing turnovers, you're doing yourself some favors, getting yourself off the field and allowing your offense to come back onto the field. And if the Braves can continue the explosive offense that we saw tonight and they still can force turnovers, watch out for a...
Well, this is a ball club that has played some competitive football games. The loss to Chittard to open up the season at Lucas Oil Stadium was one. The victory on the road at Tri-West, that was big, 36-8. And then last week, the 28-7 victory over Guerin. Now, Ritter decided not to play because they had so many injuries. Their ball club was decimated. And probably if they would have brought a roster here, it would have been a running clock in the second period, maybe even in the first period. But this ball club continues to improve, and frankly, it's a good win for Brebeuf, but if I'm the coaching staff, I wouldn't be pleased. I wouldn't let the players know that how important this win is. You got to continue to play hard every week.
And they did. No doubt about it tonight.
They did. They played hard. Here's a toss sweep. That's a pass play, actually, because the ball was going forward. C.J. Harris, the receiver, and he gets himself some positive yardage after being taken down.
But, man, I've just been really impressed with the Braves tonight, man. You look at the stats and you're thinking this is a good team. Then you come out here and actually see them. And you can tell why this team was playing at Lucas Oil Stadium not too long ago. And, they move it to 4A. That's definitely a challenge, going from 3A to 4A. And then you come out here, you go against Culver Academy, and you blew them out. You beat them in every phase of the game, in offense, defense, and special teams. It was really a treat to watch them. But for CMA, Mike, I think they also have some things that they did well tonight. And, they had some really nice passing plays They made some nice plays on defense sometimes, especially towards the end of the second half for second quarter. But there was also a lot of small things that pushed them back 3 more steps as they gained 1 more on the Braves. And it's a young team, and I think that Coach Doral can build on that. I think he can really build on some of the things that did very well and correct.
Well, the biggest challenge for Coach Doral, and as well as other coaches who have losing years, is getting his team focused and mentally prepared week after week. Adversity builds character. There's a nice job by C.J. Harris running the football. How his team responds to this loss is going to determine the rest of the season for CMA. For Brebeuf, this is a great opportunity, as we talked about, to get a lot of these young players opportunities to get in the ball game.
And sometimes it sometimes can become very mental. Is after a type of game like this where you face off against a really good ball team and you were having a running clock in the second half, sometimes it can get hard to get on that bus and not think if you're going to lose going into the next ball game. And they're just going to take their time right here, 5 seconds on the play clock.
They're already in a victory formation there as Johnson took the snap and took the knee, and the clock continues to run. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in this ball game. Brebeuf Jesuit Braves will improve to 3-1, and the CMA Eagles will fall to 1-4.
3 straight wins for the Braves and 4 straight losses by the Eagles. It was just another rough performance on defense for Culver Academy.
Talked to Coach Geske before the season began, and what I learned was that he's originally from Oregon, and there's an interesting connection here to Oregon as far as Brebeuf Jesuit is concerned, and that is the late Morgan Burke, who was a longtime director of athletics at Purdue, was a Brebeuf graduate, and his roommate in college was a guy named Dr. Michael Bullis, who was the dean of the School of Education, University of Oregon. Dr. Michael Bullis was also a Purdue graduate. As I mentioned, was Morgan's roommate in college. Called Morgan and said, hey, can you get us a football game between Oregon and Purdue? They were able to do that, a 2-year schedule between the 2 teams. And for Oregon, the Ducks beating Purdue on both occasions, 2 outstanding games. But here tonight, it was Brebeuf winning 49-13. The final, the Brebeuf Jesuit Braves come up with a 3rd victory of the season by a score of 49-13. We'll come back and recap this one. But first, these messages on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net. Thank you. Here you go.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you.
Thank you.
Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com. Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have 0 to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
Drive home your new Kia from the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue. We have brand new Kias arriving daily.
Plus, we have a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And payments as low as $199 a month.
We service all makes and models.
And we'll buy your old car on the spot. Right, Oscar?
Y hablamos español.
Come see us at the all-new Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue.
It's not just a car dealership for me. This is my dealership.
Just minutes from anywhere in Indy or online at rayskillmanshadeland.com.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
We are back at Brebeuf High School, where the Brebeuf Braves have earned their third victory of the season tonight by a final score of 49-13 over the Culver Military Academy Eagles. I'm Mike Walensky, along with Andrew Mild. And Andrew, I want to mention this before you take a look at this ball game, but October 2nd, I heard a PA announcement that Brebeuf High School will be hosting the Eunice K. Shriver games. And I have a friend who has special needs. And he went to the Eunice K. Shriver games many years ago. He met Brian Brazzi, who was then the athletic director at Brebeuf, and the members of the Brebeuf volleyball program, and he became a huge Brebeuf fan. And Michelle Gray, who may be watching this broadcast, who is the girlfriend of assistant football coach Bill Somm, Michelle gets a lot of phone calls from him asking her for rides to games here at Brebeuf. But for Marty Davenport, this young man, the Eunice K. Shriver games are important, and if anyone can volunteer for that event here at Brebeuf, feel free to call Ted Hampton, the director of athletics at Brebeuf, because that is a very important event that touches a lot of people's lives. And tonight, a great win for Brebeuf.
Yeah, it was a great win for Brebeuf. They come in here from their home crowd for the first time this season, and they walked away with the W. And we can look at some of these stats, and they really do paint the picture of what happened tonight in front of a very good crowd. In total yards, Brebeuf 416, Culver 240. Brebeuf forced many turnovers. They had 295 passing yards and only allowed 172. And that's really the whole story right there, is that they were able to throw the ball effectively tonight. Maverick Geske walked away with 4 passing touchdowns, 11 for 21, 228 yards, and he just looked great. It was his first start this year, and he really stepped up in a big time under the lights in front of the home crowd. They really had to be happy with their sophomore quarterback tonight.
Big win tonight for Brebeuf. The Braves go to 3-1. The final, Brebeuf 49. Culver Military Academy 13. Culver drops to 1-4. I'm Mike Walensky, along with Andrew Mild. Thanks to our producer, Stephen Hunter, and special thanks to our halftime guest, Tad Williams, for coming on and talking about his role as official scorekeeper here at Brebeuf High School. Next week on this same field, it's the Roncalli Royals and the Brebeuf Braves on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net. This will be a ball game that you'll want to catch, because these two ball clubs will really battle it from start to finish, and these two teams could conceivably play in sectional play.
Yeah, they definitely could, and for Brebeuf, they'll take the momentum going into next week, and they have to come out and play good football like they did tonight, pick up the W against the Roncalli Royals. As you know, the Royals are going to roll in trying to beat this long streak of wins for the Braves, and then, you know, once you go into sectional play, then the Braves are going to have it in their mind that they dropped the game to the Royals. So that could also play a mental factor going where the second season starts, postseason play.
If you want to find out scores across the state of Indiana, check out www.indianahighschoolsports.net. They're updated scores that you could check out and see scores from all over the state, from north to south to east to west. But tonight, here on this field, it was Brebeuf 49 and Culver Military Academy Eagles 13. Again, for Andrew Mild and our producer, Stephen Hunter, this is Mike Walensky. Thanks for watching tonight's ball game on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Tonight's game on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net has been built by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit Universal at universalrfg.com. And brought to you in part by Genesis Sports Performance. Visit Genesis at genesissportsperformance.com, and by Ray Skillman Northeast Kia on Shadeland Avenue, and by High Gear Marketing at highgearmktg.com. This has been a presentation of IndianaHighSchoolSports.net and High Gear Sports.